everyone, Rosie from Spicy Doki here, and this is my entry for the Twitch 2020 cosplay competition. My entry is Cleo DeNile from Monster High. This is a dream cosplay I've been wanting to work on for over 10 years, so I worked really hard to bring her to life. Cleo's look changes a bit depending on the reference, so I took inspiration from all versions but mostly based my costume off of the doll. To save time, I bought a plain white bodysuit online so I could paint it. I cut off the excess fabric, then sewed and tailored it using an overcasting foot with a stretch overlock stitch. I have a cute little helper, by the way. Then with extra fabric that I had, I made her armband, choker necklace, and extra wraps. Then I hand dyed everything using a combination of coffee, Thai tea, yellow and brown fabric dyes for synthetic fabrics. Then once I was satisfied with the base color, then I started my favorite part, the fabric painting. I've spent dozens of hours hand painting the pattern on the fabric. I try to emulate the pattern of the fabric on the doll as close as possible while still putting my own artistic touch on it. I custom mixed fabric paints to create the perfect dark apricot color and deep dark brown color for the line work. Next, I used a gold metallic fabric paint to add some detail, and then after that I used a gold glitter paint to make the gold pop even more. Since I wanted this costume to be super fabulous, I also added a holographic opal glitter to add highlight to the wrap pattern. I also feel that glitter is reminiscent of sand, and since Cleo is the daughter of the mummy, I thought this would be really fitting for her wraps. Next was her blue wrap top. I custom made the pattern using butcher paper and draped it around the dress form until I got the right design. Then I used a delicate sparkly organza and a matching fabric blend to line the top with. The wrap part of the top involved a lot of hand sewing since the fabrics were slippery. I made the bias tape from scratch out of a black spandex to ensure it would be flexible all around the curves of the top, and then hand sewed it on. Once the base of the top was done, I embarked on hundreds of hours of rhinestoning. There are thousands of rhinestones of various sizes on the top, and I used a mix of silver, iridescent, blue, light blue, sapphire, teal, peridot, and aqua colored stones to create dimension and to add to the glamour. The stones were applied one by using a heat tool, and then some were glued on using a syringe and gem tack. I wanted the top to feel very expensive and one of a kind. For the bottom panels of the top, I doubled up the organza and overcasted the raw edges since I wanted to keep a delicate look and not have a thick hem. Cleo has an intricate pattern detailing on the edge of the top, so I did my own interpretation of it. Using an embroidery hoop, I hand sewed a pattern using sequins in iridescent black and various beads to add texture and sparkle. I also added some black rhinestones for even more shine. Then once each side was done, I hand sewed them onto the wrap top. For the armband, I used craft foam, which I sealed and painted with metallic gold, then weathered using the dry brush method and custom mixed acrylic paint. For the wig, I wanted to make sure I had a lot of volume, so I started with a long black base wig and, taking sections at a time from the nape of the neck up, began teasing the hair. I kept the volume at the roots as I wanted the rest to be straight and flowy. I used some wefts in a light brown and hot glued them into small sections to create chunky highlights. And then when I got close to the top of the head, I started gluing them in. Most Monster High dolls have tinsel in the hair, so to recreate this I took 2 different gold ribbons, cut them into very thin strips, and then glued them into the wig. I also teased and trimmed the bangs and added the highlights and gold strips to them. Finally, I made sure to smooth out the top layer of the hair so the whole wig gets a sleek look. For the headband, I took some craft foam, covered it in gold spandex, and glued gems to it. I added loops to the underside so I can clip it to the wig. I went this route instead of a regular headband to eliminate any extra pressure on the head so it would be more comfortable. Cleo's earrings are very different in each reference, so I got creative with mine following a similar silhouette. I used pieces of shrink-eating plastic, jewelry notions, beads, and rhinestones, and I even sculpted and painted little pyramids to dangle in each tier. For this submission, I put on everything I have finished so far and did my makeup to recreate Cleo's signature purple eyeshadow and her rhinestone beauty mark. Although I am entering in the needlework category, you can see that I have used many different skill sets to make this outfit come to life. I've put hundreds of hours of detail work into this costume so far, but I still have a few things to finish. I will be making her belt using dozens of googly eyes as studs, and I'm making custom shoes which will have wraps that will match the bodysuit. I'm also making her garter phone holder and a custom phone case to turn my phone into an eye coffin, just like Cleo's. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch this. Again, I'm Rosie from Spicy Doki, and I hope to see everyone on Twitch while I finish up this project. Thank you! Bye!